the mountain top, the silhouettes of our enemy were moving slow, and our blood ran cold like the driven snow. We weren't made Marines, we were chosen by God to be born Marines. Simplified tells, always faithful, like machines. United States Marines. So we made our way to the other side, took the dark and the airy dead of night, where we lied awake until they met their fate. There were shots all around and bodies on the ground. Our flag flew high as hatred filled the sky, but the Marine within refused to let terror win. We weren't made Marines, we were chosen by God to be born Marines. Simplified tells, always faithful, like machines. United States Marines. It was some hours later, we managed to survive. We humped out with our heads held high. Tara had died. Simplify. Simplify. Do or die. We trumped with executive power. Once a Marine, always a Marine. Simplify. Hoorah! Simplify.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Café is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddy and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Café and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddy are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Café. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddy
Here we go. Welcome to the Midday Show.
Ooh. What a day.
I want to thank all our vets for your service. Opened up the show with a unique song from
Happy
Baba.
Veterans Day, yeah.
And I understand that Alicia, who's in studio today, was the backup singer on that song. We finally got the right song after 12 tries.
Well, it's been, reproduced over and over again in terms of to make
No, we had all the right ones without your voice in it is what happened. So we had to,
or we had some of them with just my voice.
or we had too many that was your
There's not
voice.
enough tracks. So you worked with Robert DiMartino on this piece. He wrote the song.
He wrote the song. He was in the Marines, and he was very, he was inspired by his experience, and he even wrote a screenplay about being in the Marines. And it's not like a narrative, what's it called? It's not like his own story. It's inspired by true events that happen as a Marine, and ultimately it's by Semper Fidelis, which means it's always faithful. That's Latin for always faithful, and that's what the Marines is all about. And that's what spoke to me a lot about it, because to be in that world of in the military or army or Air Force or Navy, the Marines, all of these people that they dedicate their lives and sacrifice their lives, you really have to be, you know, completely involved and completely just whole part of you all dedicated to this career, this lifestyle. And you know, it's so interesting because now it's a lot of the youth, you know, it's kids, it's 18-year-old, 19-year-old, 20-year-olds going in. And Bob's story, he's one of them, and that it's a beautiful story. And Semper Fidelis, it's about that. It's about being not just a Marine, not just a born Marine, but chosen by God to be a Marine. And in other words, in life, many things that we do, it is our God's choosing us to fulfill what we need to do in this life.
You know, everybody has a Marine story. You ever know that somebody went into the Marines and you look at them and say, you're going to be a Marine? You ever have that story? Have you never had this, somebody who says there's no way in the world you're going to be a Marine? Maybe Army, maybe Navy, maybe Air Force. So I have a story like that. This kid that we knew growing up goes into the Marines. This kid was your height, thinner than you. This guy came out like a monster when he came out. And the Marines, like she says, you know, no one left behind. The Marines are the first ones that go into battle.
Yeah.
And then everybody else follows.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The Marines are the ones, and they'll tell you, we are the soldiers. Everybody else does mop duty. Because to be a Marine, you got to be in another planet. Seriously.
And it really, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's very, very inspiring, because these are people that are help make this country the country that we live in. You know, we have our freedom because these people are there fighting for us for generations. You know, and it's ugly. Yeah, it gets ugly, and that's the truth of war. However, we live this world, this life of liberty here in the United States of America.
Well, the Marine, the art of war has changed. You know, after Nam, we were peaceful for a long time. And a Marine is still a Marine. And then the wars come along, the conflicts come along. How you fight it strategically and mentally. But what I love about Bob is that, and I should have known this, he doesn't take no for an answer.
That is true.
He doesn't take direction for an answer. You could
Right.
tell him, okay, Bob, we'll do this tomorrow, and the next thing you wake up and it was done, right, wrong, and indifferent. It doesn't matter. You got an assignment, you're going to storm the hill, and you're going to take it, you're going to do it. That song went through so many different changes since we got a hold of it almost a year ago.
Didn't even recognize the same song.
It's a whole different song. And I want to thank Rick for putting that together as well. And
Well,
there's somebody
not just
else.
Rick, but Earl Cohen,
Yeah.
who is one of the top, he mastered it, and he's one of the greatest in this industry. And if you look him up, Earl Cohen, he's got a great resume of top of the line music behind him.
Now that part of the equation, after it left Rick's, it went into no man's land. It went to
Okay.
different pieces of Cohen and all these other. I had no clue until they sent me the final version of it. I think this is the final version. Yeah,
Nice.
is that the final
all our-
version?
I believe it
To
is.
all our
you know.
veterans,
Doesn't know
and you
either.
have to thank the families of the veterans as well, because
Absolutely.
for every veteran there's a family they come home to, you hope to come home to, and what it is like stateside to come back home and to keep the family going while your loved one is taking care of business. So thank you for this, this great country that we do have the opportunity to live in, and for your service.
It's funny because that's that old saying, without them, there would be no us.
Truth.
And they know that. And if they don't know that, they should know that. And we should be more grateful to our vets. I don't think we do enough for them. But then again, what can you do to say thank you over and over again? You should do it every day, right?
Absolutely. So we've
But
got
Bob, thank you. Thank you for your service.
we got a great show lined up for you, and it kind of has evolved because we had Lisa and Perla, the Home and Soul Harmony show, and we got to bring Lisa. I'm going to let Lisa introduce Libby And then I'm going to let Libby introduce Madi, and we've got our premiere episode of The Energy Boss today segment with Laurina Anderson, of course, Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society. So a full pack show. But I want to get right into it with the Iman's Foundation and this. We all have different names for this, but Lisa, let you do the introduction. Talk a little about Home and Soul. You guys did a great recordings today.
Yes, thank you.
And you
Where
had
am I
Libby
looking
you
over
had
here?
Libby here a few weeks ago.
Yes, so thank you all for having me, always. So today is 11/11, a magical day. I hope I can say that if it's airing today. It's live.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, so happy 11/11. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to my lovely ex-husband, who's a Marine, always a Marine, once a Marine. So, and that was a beautiful song, beautiful. So I just want to say divine intervention. 11/11 brings people together by a higher power. And I met Freddy, who's one of my angels, 12 years ago, who put me on radio, TV. I did a couple shows today with Perla, who's in a meeting in the back, with another angel of mine, Julie Guy from 101.5. And the third angel who's here today is Libby. And I'm going to let her tell about what she does, because from what I know, it's about 100 different things. She's a wonderful, beautiful soul that I met through a guest that we had, Adam, on our show about personal training and bodies and healing and just so many amazing things. So I truly believe in the magical power of bringing people together, because your vibe attracts your tribe. So Libby is going to talk about herself and then talk about who she brought here today. So on and so forth is a domino effect. Do good for others, and always good will come to the world, to our planet, and to everyone around us. So thank you, Freddie, for starting this whole seed of
don't blame me.
angelhood.
Don't blame me.
And Dawn,
Well,
of course. Yes.
Well,
yes.
thank
blame
you,
her.
because you bring light to the studio. You bring calm to the chaos. On every
thank
other
you.
Tuesday, this place is chaos. Except Lisa's like, no, we got this. It's all good. And she laughs and she makes everyone meditate on the set. And we're running around and moving TVs and moving mics and green screens and sets. And she's like, no, it's good. Look, we're done. It's 11:58. We're right on time.
And Dawn does everything too. I mean, you're like moving furniture, telling them what to do, turning on the light. You're not only a great leader, but you're one of the team, and you're a beautiful soul too.
Thank you.
So.
I'm learning to delegate, since I have to now, and to
Yeah.
teach. So you've got these two lovely ladies. We have Jasmine and Ashley that we're throwing right into the fire on this one, and a new production crew. It's kind of a new semester starting for the Ant Media Futures Foundation. It's the end of one semester. They don't really start till January, but some of them are in limbo, and we get the honor of their limbo online classes to get them really moving into the flow of what we do in the studio. So by the time January comes along, they're totally into the groove. So you're going to meet a lot of new crew members as we roll into the holiday season. So it's all exciting things happening here.
I'm just following your lead.
All right, so let's talk to Libby Calero. I want to talk to, this I think is amazing.
My rubber.
You came with a guest, an anti-spiking drink cover. And this is so super cool. It comes in these little individualized packages. I think you have the older one, older version.
I got an old rubber.
I don't know if they want
It's
to
okay,
use,
it wasn't used.
I don't know if they want to use that terminology.
Oh, you're right. There's female terminology and then there's male.
But I want to bring
terminology.
Libby in, and she's here with Dr. Carmen Rodriguez, and she is the president and founder of the Iman's Light Foundation. So ladies, you have all kinds of, wow, you even have the neon sip drink covers with you. So I want you to share your story. I can't open this with my nails, but
Here,
they're going to
hold
show
up.
you all about what it is and what they do. And it's so important. I remember doing so many things for PTA when my kids were growing up. And it was always about make sure, you keep your drink with you, or if it's a canned soda, you never leave it on the bar. And you think over time it's going to get better. My kids have grown up, so I don't hear it anymore because they're all grown adults, but apparently it hasn't
doesn't.
gotten any better because you now have an
yes.
incredible product to help everybody.
Yes,
So thank you, ladies, for joining us.
thank you.
This one is smaller. Is this this fits a regular glass? Is this for a shot? That one's smaller than that one.
Smaller cans.
It fits all different sizes.
So this will fit everything.
Yes.
It stretches on
So
there.
we have energy drinks, we have for the sodas, for the beers, for the wine glasses.
So what
We thought of
came
everything.
first? Did the drink
Actu-
cover come first, or did the Iman's Foundation come first?
Well, it's interesting because first I want to thank Lisa. I want to thank you all for having us. It's a very special day to be here, as veterans have fought for us, and they fought a war, and some of them have given their ultimate price. So it's a very blessed day to be here. I started with this product about 2 months before I met Mari, and I am a true believer that nothing happens for a reason. And when I found out about the product, I came from the club industry in Miami. I worked in the industry for many, many years, back in the late 80s. And what didn't I see in the club industry? I personally am not a drinker, so it always kept me grounded when I was working in the event industry. I was always worried about young ladies putting down their drinks, which nowadays is not even only young ladies, it's also gentlemen, it's everybody. So when I got presented the offer to represent this drink, this cover of this lid for this drinks, I jumped on it and we did some changes. And in the mix of that, I got introduced to Mari. This is to secure your drinks while you're out drinking, partying, okay? It is not a way for me to say we're gonna stop drugs. I wish we all had that answer, but it is a way for me to tell you that you can stop being a victim of people. And that's what we're trying to do here. We don't want you to be a victim. So it has a secure lid. It comes in neon colors. It fits all different types of glassware. Now the Celsius drinks are very in modern. And it also has something very nice for companies who want to give back to the community. It has a special barcode that you can advertise your company on it and giving back to the community and at the same time advertising. So once I came across this, which is Secure Your Drink, which is right here, I ended up meeting the beautiful Dr. Carmen Rodriguez.
So people can use this as marketing?
I'm sorry, yes.
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 I saw that on the information that they sent, and I saw Miami Beach had put their logo on.
Yes.
What
we
a
have-
great idea, right?
Yes.
To
So-
show that you're in support of safety.
Absolutely. So if you're having a certain event and you want to, purchase for that event, whether it be football games, whether it be conference, whether it be different events that Miami holds, is the industry of events, companies can advertise. And they would put their advertising, and then when you put it with your phone, you see who.
So are they reusable?
Absolutely reusable.
So
you
you
can put
really-
them in the dishwasher.
Wow.
Yes.
And one fits all sizes, like it would fit on my mugs?
No, because we have different
Different
sizes. We
sizes.
have the sizes for the seltzers. We have the sizes for the glass. We have the regular sizes. So we have a mixture of sizes.
So what are you finding when people go out? Do they come in a package of? I know it sounds like an Amazon question. Can you buy multiple sizes in a
I'm gonna
package?
answer that. You have a very question that everybody's asked. We're now packaging in 4 because they usually come in 1. We're coming out with a package of 4, which fits all different sizes.
That's incredible.
And that way, the ladies usually go out, they put it in their purse, and they have it. And if, somebody picks up your drink and throws it away, well, then you don't have to go back looking. You can pull one out again, and you still have it.
And how do people get these?
They get it on secureyourdrink.com and with my information that I've given you on my website, which is right up there. It's not only for personal use, but it's for company use, it's for community. So we're trying to get it into the community. And I'm working really close with my beautiful Mari.
I have a question.
Absolutely.
It's a Shark Tank question. Do you have a
Yes.
patent on it?
Yes, it's patent. It's a patent.
Good.
It's
Good.
already patent.
Good.
Believe it or not, the owner has been asked many times. And this product originated from the owner who got spiked. So, and he is a male.
And it's a male, right?
Yeah.
He got spiked at a club in Miami, which I won't disclose, but they robbed him and they took everything from him and he woke up in the hospital. And many years he put into making sure that this wouldn't happen to somebody else. So this is a choice about being safe.
And the evolution of this, because the first one you brought us,
Yes.
the lid came off.
Yes,
And this
which was
one,
our older
the lid
version.
is connected.
yeah. Attached.
So it's attached, which
Yes.
is incredible. And the color, so you know you're at a dark bar, you see your drink, you know
Yes.
what color you've put on it, and it's super safe. And I want to bring Dr. Rodriguez into the conversation.
Okay, Mari's fine. We're all friends. I feel like I'm in a room where I already know everybody.
Well, thank
what
you
an
so
energy.
much, ladies, for coming up from Miami, because you made the trip up here, and I'm really, we're so grateful that you were here.
And
The
we're honored.
fentanyl
It's a beautiful
epidemic
trip.
it's crazy. I mean, we
ridiculous.
heard a story, someone
Yeah.
who died for having fentanyl on her car door, and she absorbed it into her skin, and you think,
Yeah.
who?
Well, the thing is, you know, people forget that our hands, we use them, and it wasn't so much the absorption of your skin that takes a little bit longer, is that what are we always doing with our hands? How many times have I
Right.
already done
Your
this?
face.
We put our hands in our mouth, we put our hands in our nose. So you have to think that any orifices that you have open, if I have a dose of something in my fingers, I'm dosing you. And fentanyl could come into liquid, solid, right? It's a patch. So, but I also want to make sure that we understand that we're talking today about street fentanyl, because there is an application of fentanyl in the hospitals that is very legitimate. And it is for end-of-life patients, for cancer patients, major operations. It's using anesthesia. So there is an application for fentanyl in our hospitals. It should never be out of a hospital, ever, ever. This is not something a doctor will give you a prescription on for you to keep it at home, because it's so powerful that in a second it could take your life. And that is the problem with amazing drugs and amazing synthetics. So instead of giving you, sometimes I bring props, because just like the kids, people cannot imagine what the strength of something is. So I feel like I'm going to be a little bit like in a class when I go to my middle schools, my
Can you
high
give us
schools.
some background on Iman's foundation?
Oh, thank you so much. So Iman's Life Foundation, and funny, again, I walked into this room and I'm hearing you talk about music. I'm hearing you talk about higher energy. I'm listening to you and I'm saying, Jesus Christ, you just threw me like in the pot of everything that relates to me, right? Because my background is also music. I was in music throughout my entire beginning of my year. Actually, we had a hit song. My father's a conservatory musician. But anyway, that's another story. My foundation just had an event where actually we had this product. We gave it to all of our 250 guests as a gift, along with naloxone. So we were like a party giving you things to protect yourself and protect your life, and a booklet also of people learning about different drugs. So these three things were in our party, right? Because we wanted people to be aware. So I did an event called Music and Lights. Actually, we did an event, an entire board was part of this, called Music and Lights for Life. So what we're doing is music is an instrument. As you know, music has energy. Music has vibration. You know, we sing when we're sad, we sing when we're happy. So music can change a lot of us, you know, a lot of how we feel. So we had Music and Lights for Life as a fundraiser and as an awareness and prevention. Because before that, we spoke of all the children that we lost due to fentanyl and synthetics and xylazine and ketamine and all of these things. And then we used, a lot of artists came and donated their beautiful time and their talent in order for us to fundraise. So you were asking me what is Iman's Light. So Iman's Light Foundation is dedicated to the awareness, prevention, education, and advocacy against fentanyl, vapes, street marijuana, all the synthetics, and of course addiction and self-medication. And oh my God, again, 11/11. I don't know where to begin with 11/11. People don't know because the armed forces don't always report the same way the CDC does. But this has been major for our armed forces. A lot of our young people have died in the armed forces with fentanyl and with self-medication, because sometimes they come back and there's no programs for us to help them fast enough, and sometimes they have a medicine and they self-medicate themselves.
You're finding it, what happens when you come back to the States after
Of
they've
course.
served is when you're
Of
seeing
course,
problems.
after they served. We are asking we're asking people to do what naturally it would not be natural for you as a human being to do, right? If there's a fire, we're all going to run out, right? If there's a shooting, we're all going to run out. Who is running in? The few, the brave, the proud, right? Who's running in to a fire? The firefighters, the armed forces. Who is going into a shooting? Our police officers. We're all running out. So it's human nature. And we're asking these amazing people, and we train them to fight that instinct that is natural in us, right? Flee, fight, stay, right? Human nature. So I don't know what to I couldn't be prouder of being here today. Also on, on Memorial. And my daughter was in JROTC. So like I said, I don't know how many things are relating to everything that we do today. You truly have a magical place. I can tell you, I felt it the moment that I walked in.
Thank you.
Very magical. So I lost Iman in 2023, May 15th, the day after Mother's Day, because a criminal decided to lace a Percocet that she had purchased for a migraine, for headaches. Maybe people were already giving her Percocets from before. And Percocet is also a medicine, but it's an opiate, right? And you could get hooked on it. All painkillers have the capacity to become addictive. So to her destruction and to the destruction of our family, she bought a pill that was laced, and that was it. That was it for her. And, you make the choice.
There was a lady who lost her daughter and her husband in here on a prank in Miami, and they had laced the doorknobs to their cars.
Wow.
But the people that did it were caught. They thought it was a prank.
Right.
And they didn't understand, again, because of lack of information and knowledge, they didn't understand what they were messing with. That they didn't die just applying this was amazing. That was the whole sad part of this story. And again, it takes such a quick second to put something in somebody's drink.
So true.
And we're on our phones all the time. We never look up. You don't look around what's going on. It's like a parking lot at a mall. You're going to get stung if you don't get your face out of your phone. And this thing, in my estimation, is a lifesaver.
It is.
Because you're actually, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to put it on, and everybody's going to ask you about it, which is great. But just let people know that it's there. But it's the knowledge of it happening in less than 3 seconds. You can lace something.
Correct.
And you don't know it. And the people are just hanging around until you get whoopee and whatever. And
but remember, these people are professionals. Because
very professional.
I've seen videos of how they lace something. And imagine that we're here, I'm in front of my drink, right?
Yep.
I'm in front of my drink. All I need to do is somebody standing here in a bar, looking at the next person, right, with their back to me and speaking to somebody else, which is normally how people stand in a bar. And I turn around and I'm just talking to Libby. In that second, or Libby looks, oh, look, there's somebody dancing. And Libby and I look that way with my drink in front of me. We just look that way. This person has been watching you. We forget that people who do certain things are professionals.
Yep.
We forget that anybody who's willing to lace is a criminal. And this is what they do as a profession. They're thinking, like you said, they're not thinking. They're thinking that I'm going to get you as an addict if I add a couple times something because of the power.
Correct.
You were saying education. Education is key, and we forgot in this country that we need to educate since our kids are little. By the time they get to high school, it's too late because you already had this phone, you already have the connections, you've already tried a few things, and you don't believe it because I never told you what your body does. I never taught you what your body does. You don't know your threshold for addiction. You don't know your threshold for addiction. None of us here know our threshold for addiction.
True.
You only know it when you hit it. It could be 10 pills for you, it could be 15 for you, it could be 20 for me. It could be 5 for Libby. We don't know it because we don't teach that. We don't teach what addiction does to the brain, to the body. We don't teach that we are so different in our metabolism, our predispositions could be so different that what may not kill you may kill me in 5 seconds. And this is why these things is so dangerous.
And the sad thing is that this is even the conversation that we're having.
Thank
But
you.
First, I want to say we are
Thank
so
you.
sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much.
Out of your tremendous family loss, you are going to help, and you are helping with Libby protect so many other families, because it's not just one loss. These are
Correct.
family catastrophic losses. But the fact that we're even having these
It's
conversations,
sick.
Yes.
It's sick.
you can't even wrap your head. I mean, you guys are like moms on a mission, and I feel like back when I was in preschool, we did what we did for our kids, and here we are still advocating.
We're still
Not only for our
advocating. You said
kids.
PTSA. I was in PTSA for 13 years in Broward County. I was the outreach chair, and part of my career in this field of emotional intelligence started due to violence. I never, ever, ever thought or believed that something like what happened to us would happen to us. Why should it?
Right.
I'm a hover mom. My kids are good. They were going to school, never had any issues, was never called from school for anything. So the last thing on our minds was that something like this could take place, because we just don't see it for ourselves. We just can't imagine something like this taking place. And I remember when we started the One Pill Can Kill campaign with a DA, actually I just went to an entire week and a half training with them, was for that, of how they're pressing pills to look like medicine. People are buying, and you don't know that you're buying something that is completely fake.
You don't know.
And it's horrible, and we're telling people don't buy anything in the internet, even if it's from a pharmaceutical of any other country, even from a pharmaceutical you don't know. The CDC is now, Department of Children and Families, telling foundations like myself, please train on naloxone. Please make sure that families have this. Please make sure everybody has one at home. And like you said, to me was like, really? This is where we become?
This is where we're at. We're
This is where
giving
we're
out
at?
Narcan to help.
Can you
prevent
imagine
death.
that? This is where we at. It's crazy.
How
It
can
is-
we help? How can we help spread the word, get the information out? I know it's all about education, because people don't know what they don't know. There are
Well-
some people that are doing this, which of course are the harmful kind, but there are the rest of the country and the community that want
And
to
there's
help.
the victims. The
Yes.
victims are the kids that got involved in this, not understanding how easy it is to become an addict of a synthetic. And that's the part where I think, oh my God, thank you so much for your show. Because sometimes what we think is that we are still thinking that these are the drugs, our mama's drugs. Our mama's drugs don't exist. They don't exist. What exists today is synthetics. As you cannot compare a synthetic with an organic substance. You cannot. It's 100 times. Imagine that fentanyl is 100 times stronger than morphine. 100 times stronger. That means instead of giving you 100 doses, I only give you 1. So you have to imagine that. This is why it's end of life. This is why it had its purpose. But what is this doing in our streets? I can make you an addict the first or second time you try this. That is insane. So it's no longer, is it about addiction? Is it about things? Or is it about a greater, I don't know, to me it's chemical warfare. And that's the way that I'm looking at it. We're using now chemicals in order to go after people. And that's what I want folks to understand. And everything that Libby has here, this.
And if I may,
Yeah,
jump
sure.
in.
Oh, of course, jump in.
I would like to jump in, and I want to answer your question from the bottom of my heart. This that's happening happens in all families, all brackets of families. Nobody's exempt. We know about the Robert De Niro that lost his grandson. So this is worldwide. If you feel in your heart that you want to make a difference, the only way that we're going to make a difference is one person at a time. One at a time. Iman's Foundation not only stands for the education of teaching children, okay, obviously she's a mom that's paid the ultimate price. What we're trying to do is for other moms not to have to pay this price, or fathers, or anyone. If you would like to learn how to support the Iman's Foundation, so that Dr. Mari can go out and teach our youth. Because wisdom saves lives. That's the most important key here. We're out here to teach our children, teach those families that are dealing with addiction. And this product, if you have children, educate them.
Yep.
It'll make you go to little sleep more relaxed at night if your kids go out to a club business and you call them and say, let me see it on. Why? Because it's a choice, and we all have the choice to save lives and not be victims. And through Iman's light and through this product, and with everyone together united, we can make a difference.
This problem, it doesn't discriminate against age.
No.
I
Agreed.
landed in West Palm Beach Airport, and the cops came and they shut it down and they stopped. We had just come off a flight, and remember this? And they stopped us, and they said everybody move back, and the other rest were let go, and it was just like a group of us. So I said, what's going on? And they wouldn't tell us what was going on. Next thing I know, the airport was lit up with people with suits and dogs and all sorts of stuff on the plane. I mean, I thought it was a movie. I said, somebody shooting a movie here? I even made fun of a guy. I says, is this a scare? What's going on here? He says, they found fentanyl. So
Chemical
everybody
warfare.
on the plane, this direction was being held back,
Of course.
and including cops. And they said, this could be the end. And I looked at him and said, are you kidding me? I mean, I didn't come in contact with it. It was just, they found it on the floor.
That's the thing. You don't know how you're going to carry it, and that's again the problem. If it's in your skin for so many hours, it's almost like a patch.
That's right.
It's going to be absorbed.
But you can absorb it even through your breathing, and you don't realize
well, if you're snorting
breathing.
it, that's why they also you can snort, you can crush. Please look us up, imanslifefoundation.org. It's very simple. It's very easy. Sometimes I have parents that call me. Your conversations are completely confidential. I never release information of anything. I'm not here to judge. I don't care what you're doing today. I only care what we're going to do tomorrow, honestly. Because this judging, this biases that we have, oh, this person's a drug addict, we don't know their story. We don't know the story. Until we don't know the story. It's almost like, remember human trafficking with young people,
Right.
and then they're prostituting. Yeah, we didn't know their story. So, you're telling a child's a prostitute. A child does not choose to be a prostitute. Something happens. And we need to take that, that stigma from certain things and have the real conversation. Because if we don't have the conversation, how can we protect our children?
Well, thank
how
you,
we can
ladies.
protect ourselves? I don't care how I look. I have people who told me, Mari, if you speak about this, you're going to lose half of your friends. What? This is a true story. Wow. I had people who told me, you're going to guard, they're going to think that your daughter was a drug addict, that you were not paying attention, that you were more into like your life and your company and your business and all that stuff. And then I said, Jesus Christ, Lord, on top of all this, on top of this pain, on top of this loss, I have to be worried about socially what you're going to think about me. And this is what we live in today, because we don't understand these products. We don't understand. We want to think that every child chooses to be a drug addict. That is not the truth. And some kids are selling drugs because this is what they see in their home 24/7.
Right.
24/7. We need to stop it because any way you look at it is killing. So I think
Dr.
this
Madi,
product
you have
is a
all
lifesaver.
of this information on your website?
Yes, we do. That product is also, actually they were sponsored. They were
one
one of
of
our
us.
sponsors. And I like to give
Yeah.
thanks to anybody who's ever helped us, because that's the only way. I'm looking for sponsors. I know you have a show full of beautiful people. I'm looking for sponsors. If we're waiting for our government to come in and put money again in education, I'm telling you, we're going to be waiting for a long time.
All right, so let's check out secureyourdrink.com to get these products, or you can go to imanslightfoundation.org. We can get you in contact with these lovely ladies or anyone in your area. There are phone calls, there are Zoom calls. I'm sure they will leave a couple packets so we can have these to show you
Yep.
as well. For any companies or corporations that want to sponsor these for their holidays, to give out to their employees, I think this is a great holiday gift as well. Because, as Freddie said, it doesn't discriminate on age, as Libby said, race, income bracket, color. It doesn't matter. It's all just about protecting humanity. Libby and Dr. Mahdi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so
We're
very
gonna
much
take
for having us.
Education, please sponsor education. Sponsor us to go to schools and continue to give this education for free. We need your support.
And we're
Thank
going to
you.
take a commercial break. When we come back, we're moving into the light. We've got our energy boss, Laurina Anderson, and Cosmic Astrology Society, Helen Archer, joining us. More to come, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Café Show with Dawn and Freddy S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
Discover Rosie's Garden. The collection draws inspiration from the beautiful niece of the founder, Rosie, who brought joy to many before passing too soon. Her beauty and spirit are reflected in every piece. Founded by two friends, Rosie's Garden is a female-owned brand passionate about creating stunning, elegant jewelry that embodies the concept of bellissima, the Italian word for beautiful. With a philosophy rooted in grace and elegance, the brand crafts each piece of jewelry using only the finest materials, including 18-karat gold and the highest quality craftsmanship, ensuring that every piece is a true work of art.
Looking for bold, authentic flavor? Step into Bramer's Brazilian cuisine, where the vibrant taste of Brazil meets your favorite American classics. From savory churrasco to juicy burgers, every dish is made with passion. Hosting a party or a special event? We cater all occasions with incredible food that leaves a lasting impression. Our Boynton Beach location offers generous seating with a separate dining area for bigger parties. Come visit us in person today at 1035 Gateway Boulevard, number 201, Boynton Beach, Florida, 33426. Contact us by phone at 561-272-6377. Enjoy the Brazilian taste. Enjoy the Bramer's taste.
Imagine this. A loved one, a son or a daughter, has just suffered from a life-threatening accident. They are transported to a state trauma hospital, and despite being in the care of professional physicians, they tragically pass away due to preventable medical errors. As if this was not tragic enough, then finding out that legal statutes in the state of Florida devalue your loved one's life to zero. This is what we are fighting against. Come join Edward Salazar as he discusses the issues surrounding free kill laws and how to resolve them. Catch The Fight Against Free Kill Laws with Ed Salazar on Monday, 5 p.m. on all social media. Learn who we are and join our cause today.
Do you remember the music of the 50s and 60s?
You better eat all your dinner, and you better be good in school, or you could end up
The
in a
songs
zoo.
that made you dance, laugh, and fall in love?
You know you could be better than a slimy fish.
The
that's
family,
all
the
wet,
food, the
gonna
fun,
get
and
caught,
the memories that
it's gonna
came
be
with that.
somebody's dinner.
Relive those golden days with Peter Tracy on PHT Live, where music and memories come alive. Like and subscribe today at PHT Live on YouTube and get entered to win a free t-shirt. Plus a chance to meet Peter live in studio. PHT Live with Peter Tracy, bringing back the good vibes.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
attracted you to me. I'm addicted, feel that danger rush. I got your attention. Call it what you want it. Don't you just feel the tension? Send you out of body till you can't get the message. Cause I'm nice till I'm not. Cause I'm nice till I'm not.
November 11th is fixed. Unlike many holidays, Veterans Day is always observed on the exact date, not moved to a Monday. Armistice Day became Veterans Day in 1954 to honor veterans from all U.S. wars, not just World War I. There are about 18 million U.S. veterans living today. From everyone here at the Brooklyn Café Show, Happy Veterans Day.
This day in history is brought to you by Oldies Radio.
On November 11th, 1864, on orders from Union General William T. Sherman, Union soldiers begin destroying all railroads, factories, and commercial buildings in Atlanta, Georgia, anything that could help support the Confederacy's military or economic goals. Historical records cite the destruction starting anywhere from November 10th to November 12th. The actions dealt a crippling blow to the Confederacy during the Civil War, just days before Sherman began his scorched earth march to the sea. At the 11th hour on the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918, the Great War ends. At 5 a.m. that morning, Germany, bereft of manpower and supplies and faced with imminent invasion, signed an armistice agreement with the Allies in a railroad car outside Compiègne, France. The First World War left 9 million soldiers dead and 21 million wounded, with Germany, Russia, Austria, Hungary, France and Great Britain each losing nearly 1 million or more lives. In addition, at least 5 million civilians died from disease, starvation, or exposure. Exactly 3 years after the end of World War I, the tomb of the unknown soldier is dedicated at Arlington Cemetery in Virginia, during an Armistice Day ceremony presided over by President Warren G. Harding. On November 11, 1978, a stuntman on the Georgia set of The Dukes of Hazzard launches the show's iconic automobile, a 1969 Dodge Charger named the General Lee, off a makeshift dirt ramp and over a police car. That jump, 16 feet high and 82 feet long, its landing totaled the car, made TV history. Although more than 300 different General Lees appeared in the series, which ran on CBS from 1979 until 1985, this first one was the only one to play a part in every episode. That jump over the squad car ran every week at the end of the show's opening credits.
This Day in History is brought to you by Oldies Radio.
All right, we're back.
And we're back. All right. It is a packed Tuesday, but no Tuesday would be complete without Helen Archer of Cosmic Astrology Society. I don't know. All I can tell you is Sunday, November 9th, I got hit with Mercury retrograde. Me and the phone company.
Something hit you?
Yes. Mercury retrograde came in, and no matter what conversation I have with anyone, it does not go the way my intentions are. And I'm still having the same conversation now 3 days later.
I'm going to get you a priest. You need an
So,
exorcism.
no, I just need Helen is what I need. So let's bring Helen over of Cosmic Astrology Society. Oh, we forgot your intro. Oh, she's going to play it. And there she is, and she's back. Welcome back, Helen. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all who served.
Happy Veterans Day. All right, I was wondering why my Sunday was so incredibly chaotic and moving backwards, and then I realized it was November 9th, and it was Mercury retrograde. So what's going on? And I know we got about 3 weeks of dealing with this, right?
Yes, till December 3rd.
Oh, gosh.
So what I wrote on my sheet was, don't ask for feedback. So that's what you were saying about Sunday. So right now we have Mercury in Sagittarius going backwards. And Mercury is like a neutral influence. It's neither positive nor negative. It reacts to the planets that are around it. So right now, the most reactionary planet in the heavens, Mars, is in Sagittarius. They're conjoining tomorrow. So this is just like scattering energies. Everything is up and about. Everybody wants to make changes. Everybody's got great ideas. Implementing them is going to be difficult. The other problem is Jupiter is going backwards. And when Jupiter goes backwards, it's not really a good time to launch a new business, a new venture, a new project, a new idea. So we have all these ideas in our head, but we don't understand how to actually implement them because the opportunities to do so aren't available right now.
So we're just supposed to wait, I guess.
We should wait. And, you know, as I said at the end of September, if you don't have to travel for Thanksgiving and you have a choice, choose Christmas. So.
Now tell me about communication, because I seem to be having, I don't even say anything, issues with communication. What I say is being misunderstood to a whole nother level of chaos. Is that part of this whole shifting of planets?
Well, that's part of the Sagittarius with Mars.
Okay.
And that's exactly what I wrote.
I'll
You
say
know,
it.
don't ask for feedback. You got great ideas. The problem with the ideas right now is, you know, Sagittarius is one of the visionary signs. They're always looking ahead. They're one of the universal signs, so they care about people. It's a sign of religion, ruled by Jupiter. It's a sign of philanthropy, of generosity, of friendship. But it's opposite Gemini, which rules communication. So right now, communications are difficult because you are envisioning something that is going to fit into the future. But people today don't really understand it. It takes a while for people to catch up and get the idea.
You see, that I understand.
You got that?
This I don't understand.
I don't know, I'm just getting to the point where things are frustrating me and I'm ready just to...
Well, maybe it has something to do about your communication skills.
Maybe, I don't know, but...
You know, bring me a glass of water. Here's a glass of water. That's not what I want.
Like when I walked in and I said, did you touch the air? It's hot?
No, you said to me that I touch the air. It's always hot. What do you always do? I'm like, I'm sorry, that's 3 conversations for
Even
one
Zachary
person.
said to me, what did you just accuse him of?
Nobody.
Touching the air?
I mean, I'm touching the air. Look, I'm touching the air. What am I supposed to do? I got to do this for 3 weeks? Are you insane? Have you lost your mind?
So the emphasis of the chaos that's going on right now, is coming to a head on Wednesday. So Mercury going backwards is conjoining Mars, but pretty soon it's going to go into Scorpio next week. So when Mercury goes back into Scorpio, things will be a little more settled. People will make more of a commitment, but a lot of people may promise more than they can deliver. So don't ask for too much. Keep your project simple. Now is a great time to work on existing projects, not that great a time to launch new ideas or new projects. Write them down, keep them there, and then when Mercury goes forward, you can revisit them, tweak them, and see how you can make them work.
I got a question. Why is it that people want to take more than what you promise? In other words, you do a deal, you do something, and you put it here, what you promised them. And they say, oh no, I want this and this and this and this and this. But that wasn't part of the deal.
It wasn't even part of the conversation.
And it's part of this communication thing, and then you sit there with your finger in your ear because you don't understand where did we get all this from when we talked about this?
And it's not just one, Helen.
It's all, many.
It's like in droves. What's going on?
They come in pairs.
You're not just getting old.
It's just the scattering of energies, and then situations change from when you made the deal to now. People are seeing, more avenues. They're seeing more ways to be successful.
They're
seeing more directions that they can go with what they have, so they can move ahead.
That's a good perspective.
And get their goals. But right now, it's like you just have to remain neutral. Just like I said, put it in writing, put projects and business plans in writing, but allow for the fact that you're going to have to make adjustments.
And I think people are very sensitive. Is this part of the whole shift also, Lorraine? We're going to talk later about that.
So we have the water trine.
That's it too.
So we have Sun and Venus in Scorpio, we have Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, and we have Jupiter in Cancer. So we have that creative, energizing idea, water signs. But the Mercury and Mars in Sagittarius and the Jupiter going to retrograde, and all the other outer planets actually in retrograde, having moved back to where they were in the spring before they changed signs, means that we have to revisit what we did. We can't move ahead with new ideas until we go through this period. So right now, maintaining the status quo is going to be hard enough.
Yep.
We have to be grateful for what we have, maintain what we have. But if we're going to do new things, we're going to have to wait.
Till when?
December 3rd.
December 3rd.
December 3rd, we could start moving ahead.
Now, let me ask
would
you.
be full force ahead.
Let
in
me ask you, because
Scorpio.
I've learned your English. December 3rd, is it on December 3rd or do we go to December 4th? Because sometimes you trick me. Just saying.
The point is, Mercury goes through a period where it's in storm. So in other words, it starts moving slower. If it's moving ahead and goes into storm a week before the actual retrograde,
right.
it starts slowing down, ready to go backwards. December 3rd, the week before, around that time, Mercury will be slowing down from going backwards, in storm, moving slowly forward, and December 3rd, it's full force ahead. So it's best to, the week before, kind of things will start changing. You'll start seeing and envisioning the fact that the window of opportunity opens up. But after December 3rd, if you really want to be successful, that's when it's full force ahead. So any time after that, that doesn't mean it's December 3rd. It doesn't mean it's the 4th, but it's in that time frame.
All right, that's good. We have a couple of weeks just to wrap some things up before Thanksgiving, and then we're good to go.
No, because I already know you. Next week, full week. You did it to me today. Different parts that come in all over the place.
I know, and then I'm going to be a grandma, and then that's going to shift everything.
And then
again,
when
I
you
know.
become a grandma, you're going to shut it down.
Yes.
I got to tell you, I'm in the midst right now of a deal that's outside of the studio that has to do with other states and all that. And the players have lost their mind. They have gone completely in another...
Well, you're on communication times 8.
I've never seen anything like this. In all my years, I've done over 20 years in this business, I've never seen anything like this. It's been working, it's growing, sponsors are coming forward and they want to change it. Now is not the time to change it. So this new idea thing, new business, you're right. I'm putting the pen down.
Helen, could you expound a little bit also on the winter solstice that's coming up, December
more, there's
21st?
more.
Yeah, well, because I heard that it was supposed to be a really big event, like that's when things are really going to be happening. Could you expound on that for us?
Get her face.
The winter solstice is when the sun goes into Capricorn, so it's going to be coming to the opposition of Jupiter. So yes, it's a time to expand. As far as doing the actual horoscope and what the planets are all going to be doing at that time, I haven't gone that far ahead. But I can say at the solstices and at the equinoxes, those are important points, as well as the new and full moons. Those are important points for changes.
You got any
Thank
good
you.
news?
Uh-huh.
Anything positive?
I'll expound on it more next week. The thing is, for right now, enjoy the holidays. You may have to change your plans. I know a lot of people who are going to fly are going to drive, so we're going to have to be really careful on the roads. Don't cut people off. Be careful, have patience. And as far as here is concerned, all the snowbirds are back. Driving slow in the left-hand lane is very frustrating. People are making left-hand turns from the right-hand lane. So let's be careful. Let's be, conscious of what we're doing and stay off the phone.
She must have been in my car because all of that has just happened the last 3 days. It's scary.
Okay.
So can we talk about relationships?
Sure.
Of course, why not?
So last month we had, Mars and the Sun in Scorpio, so people were wanting commitment. People were like, if you were in the friend zone, they wanted to change it to be more intimate. And so we were deciding, if we're still in the friend zone, do we want to stay in this relationship? We can't move it ahead. So now we want to move it ahead friendship-wise. And we want commitments. Scorpio wants commitments. Scorpio wants faithfulness. Scorpio wants a depth of passion, the heights of ecstasy. And Mars and Mercury and Sagittarius are like, oh, I don't want to make a commitment. Don't fence me in. The grass is always greener on the other side of the
True
fence.
that.
So now is not the time to go to the other side of the fence, because you could be going from the frying pan into the fire.
That's
so
right.
like I said, maintain the status quo, be objective, don't be too emotional, and your relationships will move ahead, but you have to give it time.
Isn't it funny that just happened last night
What?
about a relationship with somebody? The email you got.
No, there is no relationship.
Exactly, but she was a little confused and he was not.
You just said relationship exactly. Two different. Okay. Yeah. Whatever she says. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Now the two of you both have Mercury at 6 degrees Pisces. Okay?
Okay.
So the Mercury and Mars in Sagittarius is causing friction and stress.
Lots.
And so anxieties and insecurities are rising up, and you can't let them control you. You have to control them. Be positive. Change is going to come. Things are going to get good again. Just maintain.
If I could have my head go all the way around, I would. Are you listening?
I'm listening. She knows me. What can I say? How you and I have our Pisces in the exact same degree is crazy.
I'm looking just for a place to hide.
So the other thing, especially for Aries, is, Saturn and Neptune went into Aries. Until recently, they've retrograded back into Pisces. So there are changes on your horizon, like, you're going to be a grandma, congratulations. So you're adjusting to middle age.
Yeah.
Oh,
We all have to adjust. We all have been
up.
adjusting. We all have
Yes.
to embrace the age that we're in and enjoy the things that are part of that age. So that's why another reason you feel stressed, because your body, your lifestyle, your outlook is maturing. So that's a good thing.
Overnight.
Just in the meantime,
Boom.
just in the meantime, like I said, you have to just be positive and know that everything's going to be wonderful.
Literally overnight, it was like a switch dimmed. But I'm fighting to put it back up. I was fighting to turn that light switch back on.
So now
She
it's
knows.
time to revisit the things that you know are outdated and worn out. This is the Saturn and Neptune in Pisces, in the home front, in your own personal outlook. That change is happening. So, you just got to glide through it. it'll work itself out. It's a
Thank
little
you.
overwhelming, I know.
Cleaning out my closet, getting rid of all those clothes that do
I'll
not
be
serve
back
me
next.
anymore.
I'll be back in December 3rd.
I'll see you on December 3rd.
I'll see you in December 3rd.
All right, Helen. Always inspirational, but yet she just validates so much of what's going on for me, as always. How do people find you?
I'm on Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook. I'm also the Cosmic Astrologer on TikTok. And follow me, and I'll give you updates whenever the major planetary changes are happening.
How did she know? Yes, this middle-age thing, it was like in the flick of a night, boom, hit it hard again. Because once wasn't enough. God decided you should hit it twice.
This show is doing so well.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course you can.
Helen, what are the signs right now that are prominent in good?
Actually, you know what? You can ask off air because I want to get to Laurina. And we got to take a quick commercial break. So you can follow Helen at Cosmic Astrology Society on Facebook and TikTok. TikTok queen she is again. All right, more to come. We'll be right back.
At Coriander, we bring you simplified yet elevated Indian food, where every spice, every aroma, and every clay oven dish is a celebration of your senses. From the rich warmth of cinnamon and cloves to the depth of turmeric and coriander, our curries are crafted with love, passion, and tradition. Comfort food from across the ocean. Come taste the magic at Coriander. Visit us at 3441 Woolbright Road, Boynton Beach, Florida, or call 561-739-3952 to order today. Coriander, where flavor meets comfort.
Our preschool team provides personalized education and therapy services that are specifically designed to meet the unique needs of our children. These students are overcoming medical conditions that have been affecting their physical abilities since birth. Our specialized teacher and therapists understand the critical role that occupational and physical therapy play in helping these young children to develop essential skills in their early education program. We like for the children to leave us as shining stars and enter the big world of kindergarten.
Hey, welcome to Texas Roadhouse.
I play chicken with the train, play chicken with the train, train. You know that I play chicken with the train, play chicken with the train, train.
Yeah, hold 'em up, here we go. All the hicks and chicks feel the flow. Big black train coming round the bend. Go! One time.
Welcome to Working Nurses Home Care, where your private care is our priority. We provide medical and supportive private duty care all under one agency serving Broward, Palm Beach, and the Treasure Coast. From long-term care and companionship to recovery support, our nurses, therapists, and home health aides are here for you. We accept most major insurances including United Medicare, Aetna, Humana, Oscar, Cigna, and Medicare. Count on us for care that you can trust. Call Broward at 954-916-7458 or Palm Beach at 561-409-0767. Visit us at www.workingnurseshomecare.com. At Working Nurses Home Care, we are here to serve and support.
You're listening to the Midday Brooklyn Café Show with Dawn and Freddy S. Every weekday from 12 to 2, tune in for the ultimate midday escape. The perfect blend of entertainment, culture, and community, all served up with a side of Brooklyn flair. It's the South Florida show that everyone's talking about.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Café Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddy S.
And we're back.
What a Tuesday, right? What a grateful,
Don't talk to
impactful
me.
show.
Don't communicate. Wait, listen to our next guest because maybe she will bring the calmness.
Have you noticed? So think how many people you've made a positive impact in their life over the years. You had Lisa Dwoskin here earlier, and now you've got Laurina Anderson, our energy boss. She's going to be joining us for a Tuesday segment now through the month, and hopefully longer into the end of the year. Yeah, but you've known both of these ladies longer than I've even known you, which means they must.
I've known a few people in my life.
They must think you're pretty impactful.
Or they're a little bit irregular to the left and they hang out still.
And then I don't know, this thing with you and tall, beautiful blonde is pretty good to be
I'm
you.
going to tell you, I must have been a king in another life.
You must have been, because think about who you have in the studio today.
Unbelievable.
I looked around like, wow, it's
there
good
was
to
one
be
guy
you today.
There was one guy, and all these women were here today.
And I mean, I know, but look at the blondes and the legs and the red. At one point, I looked up, I got red hair and blonde hair, and Libby's beautiful dark hair. And I'm thinking, wow, Freddie.
Showbiz, baby.
To be
Showbiz.
you. What a life.
I was getting coffee in the back. I don't even know what was out here.
All right, well, we have your very longtime friend and our friend of the studio, Laurina Anderson, joining us for her premiere segment of The Energy Boss. Laurina is an energy shifter. She's an author. She is a coach. And I'm excited that she's going to be wrapping up today's show for us.
Let's do this.
This portion of the Brooklyn Café Show is brought to you by Laurina Anderson, the Energy Boss.
Hi, everybody. I'm Laurina Anderson, your life and energy coach. And one of the questions I always love to ask people is, how much life is there without energy? None. Absolutely. So what I do is that I teach people how to breathe, come down into their body, how to feel, because that's where our energy field is, and also how to dissolve and release any kind of negative energy that might be stuck in the body mind. So what that means is that, you know, we go through all sorts of different life situations, different difficulties, but it leaves something inside of us. I call it an emotional charge. And that emotional charge sticks with us. It's almost like it glues into place into our bodies. So one of the things that I help teach them is how to dissolve and release that. So no longer it burdens them. It doesn't bring the negative back to them, because we are all energy. We're always creating and attracting. And we create and attract based on our belief systems. You know, if we believe you can, if you believe you can't, you're right. What do you believe? But those beliefs have a frequency to them. And that frequency, if you believe you can, that's a very high frequency. You're feeling great. Yes, I can. You're feeling full of possibility and very youthful, by the way, too. However, if you feel that you can't, the same thing is going to happen physically within your body. And that's a very low frequency. And when that happens, you feel depressed. You feel exhausted. You feel as if no doors are opening for you one way or the other. So what I do is I come in and I kind of ask around, you know, why are you here? What's keeping you up at night? What more do you want from yourself, from life, from anybody? What more do you want? And then we start working first on how well they take a compliment. Now, I know that sounds a little strange, a little different, but it shows when you cannot take a compliment, then you've got a problem receiving. And when you have a problem receiving, you're not allowing the circuitry, the energy circuitry that is always flowing up, in, around us, you're not allowing that to be activated. You're stopping it, you're blocking it. And when that happens, then you're not receiving all the good that is out there that's coming to you. So I usually end up telling them, feel whatever is going on in the body. Feel. When I give you a compliment, what's happening in the body? And it's really, really interesting because they go, oh, I don't know. I've never thought about it. And I'm like, no, I don't want you to think about it. I want you to feel. Everything that we've ever done in our life is based on a feeling. Everything. We have used our thoughts to get to that feeling. And that is why it's so important to understand how we function in this life based on our energy. So that's one of the reasons why I teach all about energy, how we maneuver in it, how we create and attract. And we had a special guest on, Dr. Rodriguez, and she was talking about what her life passion is now, based on the death of her daughter and how impactful that was, how difficult it was. However, it opened up her heart into a completely different space where all of a sudden she was full of giving. She wanted to save others. She wanted to save other families, other teenagers, or even adults from this kind of horrific difficulty. And what I realized is that I had been on the show many times. I was a host for You and Your Doctor. And every time that I brought a doctor in, one of my questions was, what made you go into this field, this line of business? And 9 times out of 10, it was because of something that they had to endure that opened up a door to their career path. So I find that a lot of times what we believe is our adversity is really allowing us to step into the path that we were meant to be in. And how the universe supports that, how they give us the strength, how they open the doors for the right people and the right things and the right situations to happen. Because that's exactly what's happened for me and Dr. Rodriguez and a lot of the other doctors that I had met, and for a lot of the people that have created foundations in the name of their children or their brothers or their sisters. So to every adversity that we have gone through, I call it a growth opportunity, because that's where we understand our level of power and also how to shift into that level of power, because a lot of times we don't understand how we function in that energy field. So I teach people how to breathe, come down into their body, how to feel again, and how to know that it's safe to do that, and important to do that as well. So I'm Laurina Anderson, your life and energy boss, and any time that you're finding the need to kind of shift that energy, I have a little tagline, and I say, when your shift hits the fan, honey, I'm your plan. So call me, get together with me. My website is ishiftYourEnergy.com. My email is la@ishiftYourEnergy.com. And please reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever. My office number is also 954-647-5525. I would love to answer any of your questions. So thank you, Freddie and Dawn, for having me today. I'm so grateful to be here because you've opened up a whole new chapter for me again. And Freddie, I don't know if you realize it or not, but you are definitely a light worker, and you radiate that light on all of us. So thank you so much for having us. And Dawn, you do the same thing. Oh, it's wonderful to be here.
I
Thank
love
you.
your perspective, and I want to ask, because it's not only about shifting your light and you're going about your day and you're in a bad mood and you want to be in a better mood and have brighter light. You're talking about people's, their destiny or the path they're supposed to be taking coming to fruition because of loss. And I think to come to grips with that, as we have Dr. Rodriguez, and I was just at a funeral of my friend's daughter last week, I don't think at that moment you can even possibly think that could be a destiny or that's your calling, because how could anyone think that's a calling? But yet you talk about maybe that's the reason you're put in the situation is to help others.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, what's really important that you just said is that you don't think. And that is the most important thing, because I also teach people how to be present in the moment, how to quiet the mind so that they can reconnect to their intuition and allow that to guide them. And that's exactly what happens when they're dealing with a heavy loss. They're not thinking. They're totally in their body, they're feeling. And one of the other important things is that you allow the emotions to flow through you instead of stopping them. Because as soon as you stop them, they become an energy contraction within the body mind. And that energy contraction is going to create and attract, because that's the only way the body has to be able to tell you that there's a wound and that it needs to be healed.
And what if people are reevaluating life at the end of the year? You hate this time of year because
This is why.
it's a new year.
This is why.
People are reevaluating what they liked, what they didn't like, what they want more of. People always want more money. They want better health. Do you take this opportunity and people can call you and say, all right, I'm stuck in this, whatever this is, and help them shift their energy to have a more fulfilling 2026, if that's where we're looking at?
Absolutely. This is the most perfect time to do a recap. Because the recap means that you have the ability, especially now, we just had Helen on, our astrologer, right? And it's a time where we're in retrograde. So we get to take a look to see, okay, what do I need to clean up? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to heal? And I will tell you that forgiveness is one of the biggest things that you can do. And it's not as if you are forgiving necessarily that person or wanting a different behavior or a different change. You're not trying to make your past wrong. What you're doing is that you're letting yourself off that negative cord that had been created. That's what forgiveness is. So this is a great time to say, oh, I forgive myself for yelling at my dog, or I forgive myself for not showing up at the right time, or I forgive myself for just not showing up. And then allowing that forgiveness to be released. And you do that through the breath and through the technique that I teach on how to dissolve and release with your own unconditional love and the universe's unconditional love. Because that's all there is. There is no other energy other than love. We are the ones that are so powerful that we turn it either positive or negative based on our own beliefs. And we go back to the belief system again and the frequency at which we vibrate at.
When I first met you, the word that comes to mind that you taught me was accountability. Because I was not at a place in what we were doing at the time to take accountability for things that did not work. And they all came from me. And I was afraid to take and say to myself, you gotta clean it up. It's okay to ask for help and everything else, but you gotta get to know who you are, what you stand for, and what you believe in. And I didn't have that accountability. It was always somebody else's fault. It was always the rain. It was always the light bulb that went out. It wasn't the guy in the mirror. It was me. And since then, and I remember when we had this discussion, I think we were getting into an argument about iHeart. Because Laurina was tough, and she would tell you the truth. And I went home that night and I says, she's right. And you got to take accountability, good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't matter the outcome. It matters that you get to wherever you got to go. And if you got to make adjustments, you make adjustments. If somebody communicates with you, but you don't hear it, it's just like blah, 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 blah. That's on you. It's not dumb because they don't realize they're doing it. So I remember, but I don't mean that in a bad sense. They're communicating in their own head. Yeah. It doesn't mean that I understand what's in there, but it's my job.
Welcome to my 58-year-old brain.
But
Thank you.
But I got to tell you, Dawn, in the 10 years that I've known you, the growth that we've had, I can't find anybody around me who I'd rather have done it with or give accomplishment to that you've done it.
Thank you. Yes.
And you've been here.
Yes.
I mean, you're sitting here in Dawn's house. I mean, think about that.
Bravo.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not an ego guy. That's not what drives me. What drives me is accountability, is learning what she showed me. It's understanding that she didn't mean to hurt me. She meant to explain to me.
I think we try to teach the kids that too.
Well, this is my message every day. You are the best at what you are. Just believe that. Believe it. I even had Janet do an experiment, and it's working. And she came to me today, and she says, I can't believe this works. Because it is a mindset. It's all about shifting it.
It's more than a mindset. It's a reconnection to your internal intuition, your God self. You know, God talks to you, universe talks to you, whatever you want to call your higher power. It talks to you through your heart. And so often we will take that information and we'll put it up into our head and we'll have a committee meeting with it. You know, well, it didn't work last time. What makes you think it's going to work this time? Well, you know, I told you should have turned left, but instead you decided to turn right. I mean, we have this whole big conversation going on up inside of our head with the information that our heart gave us. So this whole entire thing, to be able to understand and listen and follow what is going on within your heart, what is speaking to you. Because your heart will never lie to you and your head will. That's one of the reasons why you have that committee meeting going back and forth and back and forth. The other thing too, Freddie, I think way back then, you were trying to serve too many masters and not yourself. You ended up not really being so solid and secure in your own truth and your own identity. And you kept trying to serve everybody else, and which is normal because you were building a business. And we all do that to a certain extent. When we're learning how to build a business, we end up morphing to our customers, to our clients, to try to serve them the best. However, we can't do that anymore because then we're not in our own truth. And when you were talking about who we are and how we're doing, what we're doing, whatever, right? What's so important is to remember that we have behaviors. And those behaviors have been conditioned into us, either through growing up, through our authority figures, through our bosses. Those authority figures have left a mark on who we believe we are because we started that when we were babies. We had no identity when we first came into this world, when we were 2 years old. None whatsoever. It was our authority figures, our parents, that taught us, no, whatever you do, don't put your finger in a light socket. Right? But we are conditioned then, and we continue that conditioning so that we morph to other situations for other people. And what we're learning today is how incredibly important it is, how important you are to be your authentic self, to be neutral in your emotions so that nobody can pull you off of your truth. So that you can stand strong because there's nobody else like you, Freddie. Just like there's nobody else like you, Dawn.
Oh, thank you.
The exact same.
See? Even with the noise.
Yep.
Lorena, well, it is a pleasure and a treat and honor to have you now joining us on Tuesdays. I think this is just what our viewers, our listeners, everyone needs, a positive energy shift and that accountability.
Especially
because the committee meetings that we have, I don't know if men have the committee meetings, but I can tell you, I write the agenda, I have the meeting, I even change the conclusions at the end of it.
Yeah,
and you know what? And I'm never happy with the outcome.
Never.
So I'm really glad that I can maybe change my committee. Maybe Lorena can come to my committee meeting.
And you add more people to your meetings.
And add more people.
Other personalities.
Exactly.
It's all good.
I bring everyone into the web.
And then some.
But obviously it's not just me, it's what we do. Do men do it?
All the time. This time of year is when you need somebody to help you with this, because this is the time of year when you look upon non-accomplishments as opposed to accomplishments. You look at sadness, you look at booze and drugs and everything else, you think it's going to take away your issues. But this is the time of year. This is why we wanted Lorena to do this at this time of year. I think this is the Super Bowl of Super Bowls right now going into December, which is a tricky month.
Wow. What a great show. Lorena, thank you so much. Lorena's going to be with us every Tuesday. More to come as we go through the holiday season with Lorena, your energy shifter, Laurina Anderson, and energy boss. What a great segment. What a great show.
And if you have questions or you need some help or whatever, make sure that you give Lorena a call. You can call us and we make sure that she gets the message. But today's show, I got to tell you, today's show really hit a mark. It hit a mark because there's a lot going on right now, more so, and this is the perfect timing for this time, for everything you saw here today, including Bob's song, which he thanked you for bringing it to the surface, Alicia, so thank you.
Nice job, thank you. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you to our consistent crew, our new friends and family of Amp Media Futures Foundation, and to everyone here that has helped, and to all those who have served, and to your families, thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day, which sounds so weird to say Happy Veterans Day, but we honor you today, and we will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. drive time.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Café is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddy S will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Café on Facebook at the Brooklyn Café TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.